morning. We're here in Honolulu, Hawaii, the most beautiful island in the United States. So aloha. Today we are very blessed or fortunate to have the directors, the executive director and the producers of the movie, Princess Kaiulani.
Hi, good morning. My name is Roy Chu. I'm one of the producers of the film Princess Kaiulani. It's actually the DVD that you just saw has a feature film. It's a drama, and there is in the special features section a documentary about the real princess. So the film is played by actors. This is Rick Galindez. He is a producer and a partner of mine at Island Film Group. We are a local production and financing company. And to his right is Jeff Au. He is our executive producer and the managing director of Pacific Cap, the largest venture capital fund in Hawaii.
What makes Hawaii unique?
I came here when I was 16. I'm from Hong Kong originally, and my family's from Indonesia. And when I found out that my father would be retiring in Hawaii because my sister was already living here, I was afraid that I would be living on a beach and kind of in a in an undeveloped place. I mean, I didn't know anything about Hawaii. But once I came here and I realized that not only is Hawaii a beautiful place tropically, but there is a very diverse culture. There are many ethnic groups here in Hawaii, and in addition to that, there is a very fascinating native culture, the native Hawaiian culture, that is portrayed in this film.
Well, I think what Roy said, I've only lived here about 10 years, and I actually grew up in Alaska. And there's a lot of similarities actually between Alaska and Hawaii in terms of the native cultures and relatively isolated, even though Alaska is connected, to North America. You usually don't drive outside the state of Alaska because it takes, so long to get anywhere. So for me, growing up in Alaska has a lot of the same feelings as kind of living and working here in Hawaii.
Well, I was born and raised in Hawaii. Our family's been here for 4 generations. My great-grandfather came to Hawaii around the time of the film in the late 1880s. Having been born and raised here, the difference for me growing up here that's different from Rick's experience growing up in Alaska is I could never see Russia from my house. And aside from its natural beauty and the beautiful weather, I think the people here and the nature of our community is unique and very diverse. Hawaii is a very small state, but Honolulu is a big city. Honolulu is the 12th or 13th largest city in the country, larger than the city of San Francisco.
Oh, really?
And so Honolulu is larger than San Francisco, although we're surrounded by water and not suburbs. So we have a unique combination of a small town and a big city in some respects. But we have diversity here that's, I would think, much greater than even the Bay Area. If you look at the private sector, you look at government, you look at the arts, we have people of all races, all ethnicities, throughout all aspects of the community here, which is very different from the mainland. And I always like to say that Hawaii as a state is probably more different than any other state in the United States.
Oh, yeah.
But at the same time, in an ironic way, the American dream, in many ways, is more true here in Hawaii than any other state.
Wow, there's a lot of things that people could find out about Hawaii. This is not just about Waikiki, folks.
Yeah, I think we've gone really a long way since the days of the image of Hawaii as kind of grass skirts and hula. I mean, hula is a very important cultural tradition in the Hawaiian culture, and I certainly don't mean to belittle or don't want to belittle its importance in Hawaiian culture, but we're much more than that now.
Yeah.
And I think for people outside of Hawaii to recognize that would be a good thing.
So I think Hawaii has a lot to offer, and I think both for our community looking inward as well as looking out to the outside world, hopefully the future brings a lot more new opportunities that we take advantage of while we don't forget where our roots came from.
Wow, it's like just ready for office.
That is great. Well,
so what's interesting is that Jeff talking about the cultural issues of Hawaii. I mean, the cultural issues are kind of what drove us in part to make films about Hawaii stories. And the Princess Kaiulani movie obviously talks about issues at the time. It touches on the fact that people outside Hawaii thought of Hawaiians as barbarians. you know, and they didn't really understand the Hawaiian culture. And that is depicted in the film, that misunderstanding. And I think it's one of the reasons why we want to make this film, so that people outside of Hawaii can get a greater appreciation for what Hawaiians have gone through, and the importance and the legacy of the Hawaiian culture, so that people know that we're just more than, like I said, a beach, grass skirts, that kind of a thing. The culture and the history of Hawaii is very rich, and we wanted to convey that through this film.
Thank you for that comment, because actually that's my next question, we're more focusing now on the movie Princess Kaiulani, okay? And that's actually my first question. What interests you to make the movie? So he started it. Any addition?
Yeah, I guess.
Okay.
You want to talk again?
Well, I always tell this story and how when Rick and Roy first asked us to invest, my initial answer was no. But I asked to see the script, and after I read the script, I really liked it. And what I liked the perspective of, it's not condescending to Hawaii or to Hawaiians as some other films have been. At the same time, it's not even sympathetic to the Hawaiians. It has an empathetic perspective. It tries to see these issues through the eyes of Princess Kaiulani, and it touches on the complexity of these issues of race. She was half Hawaiian and half Scottish, which at the time was unusual, but today is a rule rather than an exception, both in Hawaii as well as for Native Hawaiians. It raises all kinds of issues about economics, about politics. So it just seemed a very interesting film to me that has implications for others as well, or for our lives today.
You know, we see this film and see Hawaii from the inside, but the question for us was, well, how do we convey even the very simple fact that Hawaii had a monarchy to the rest of the world? I mean, we take it for granted that everybody knows Hawaii had a monarchy and it was overthrown, but most of the world has no idea. All they know about Hawaii is, oh, I want to go there someday, and it's beautiful and it's warm and beaches. And so we want to tell Hawaii stories, but if we just tell Hawaii stories to ourselves or to the people of Hawaii, that doesn't really further the education of the rest of the world. So how do we tell a story to the rest of the world that they'll be interested in, that isn't just a documentary or something that happened, is shown on the History Channel? And so when reading this screenplay, the idea of telling the story of the monarchy of Hawaii and the overthrow of that monarchy through the eyes of a beautiful princess, we thought, okay, this is a way that we can tell this story to the rest of the world, that they may actually go see the movie and enjoy it, but at the same time learn something that they didn't know before.
It's pretty good. I learned so much. As you said, things that we never even thought possible.
Yeah, the idea behind the film really is to entertain and make people ask questions about, wow, what really happened with the monarchy? What really happened with the princess? What can we do to help the Hawaiian people? And the idea in making the DVD of including the documentary is, some people are saying, well, not everything in the film is historically accurate. Some things are done dramatically because it's a movie. But for those people who want to know what really happened, they can watch the documentary, see the photos of the real princess, see the photos of the real king and queen, and learn about Hawaii's real history. And in the other special feature, which is the behind the scenes section where we interviewed the actors and the filmmakers, they actually, interestingly, I'm thinking of one actor in particular, Will Patton, who played Sanford Dole. And he talked about the fact that before he came to work on this film, he knew nothing about Hawaii. He just thought it's a vacation place. No, he doesn't live here. He lives on the mainland. But he, like many other people from the mainland, knew nothing really about Hawaii besides the fact that it's this beautiful tourist destination. And then once he started to learn about the history, he realized how important this film was. So I'm hoping that people who see the DVD will come to a greater appreciation for Hawaii's history.
If people want to see the movie or the DVD to purchase it, where can they go?
Well, right now it's on sale at Amazon.com. You can get it on Netflix and Blockbuster. You can also buy it at Walmart, Barnes & Noble, of course, and Borders. And there are other outlets that have the film as well, but I mean,
Okay, if they need more information, is there any website that they can go to?
You can go to princesskaiulanimovie.com or islandfilmgroup.com.